Welcome to the
Sugar
and Spice podcast. Cheers. Hmm. Little tropical punch. All right, so we dove into the world of true crime.
Yes. Maternal Instinct. Now on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah. It wasn't that long. It was like an hour and a half, an hour
Yes.
45, something like that. Kind of quick little watch if you guys want.
Although this is one of those ones where Netflix normally does like a 3 episode, and I feel
It
like,
should have definitely been a three-parter.
yeah, because I feel like there was a lot of stuff that was like they could have went in more detail on, or they glossed over. So yeah, like I um I would say I'm a pretty big true crime buff. I would say I could probably count on the number of times on one hand something that made my mouth drop open, and this is one of those ones. It
Yeah.
is alarmingly disturbing.
Yeah, like there were actually quite a few things that I was like, holy shit. How, like, not so much she wasn't caught, but how was this not like,
How did it go on for so
yeah,
long?
like
Yes.
like how did
Yes.
people
Yes.
not tell people
Yes.
this stuff?
Yeah. Well, we'll get into it. But
Like, okay, so we meet, I don't even know what her name is. What's
Taylor.
Taylor.
Taylor. It opens with Taylor she's getting pulled over by a cop.
Yes.
She's got a baby on her lap with like the umbilical placenta
Everything.
still attached to the baby. She's fully clothed, which is bizarre if you've just had a baby. And there's no blood to be seen. Also bizarre if you've
Yes.
just had a baby. If anyone has
And
given birth, it's
she's
not a clean
like,
process. And
she's
she
like,
looked wild
yeah, oh my God. Like I couldn't even tell that that was the same girl that we were watching the whole documentary.
because all the pictures that they use in the documentary were Snapchat pictures.
100%.
Like,
And so
yeah,
this happened in 2020.
2020.
2020. So like she's around, I think she's only a couple years younger than me.
No, I think she's in her early 20s.
Really?
Yeah. Like that's
I was confused because they also said she already had two kids.
well, she had them young. Like I think
True.
she was 17, I think, when she
Okay.
had the first one.
So yeah, like everything was like the flower crown.
Yeah.
And like all of yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so basically they show kind of they give us kind of a preview of what's to come at the
Yeah.
beginning.
And she's just rambling. She's like, I'm trying to meet my husband at the hospital. Just trying to meet him at the hospital.
So then we cut back and give some backstory to how we
2019.
ended up there. So Taylor meets Wade, who will be
He's no prize, let me tell you this. He's no prize. Guys, that's how I feel about it. It is what it is. The mics have spoken. The mic drop.
Yes, mic
The
drop.
mic has dropped
The
on the
mic
way.
drop. Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're still
Bring it closer to you.
yeah.
Go.
So
There we go.
okay. Okay. Hopefully it's still okay. Still going?
Yeah, we're good. Just put your phone
Here.
on it. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So Wade is like, I would say, like your stereotypical like honky tonk, like
Texas.
deep south.
They met at a rodeo.
Yes, he is like a rancher, I think, and
I say like rancher very
very
loosely, guys.
So, but so Taylor has Wade in her sights. So everything starts moving super quick. Like they meet in August. By October, they have moved in with each other. We find out that she has 2 kids already,
Yeah.
a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
By November, and all this time she's telling Wade that she comes from money.
Yes. So she's supposed to inherit this money from her grandmother, like $8 million or some like astronomical number. She's like, I don't have a relationship with my mom. She's trying to screw me out of it, blah, blah, blah. So now we're like, at this point, you're like, okay, sounds plausible. It's southern states. Like, parents are crazy. Like, I think it was what they found oil on her farm or something.
Yeah, was so I'm like, okay, like
Like,
it
plausible.
could be, I suppose. Like we know a trust fund baby in real life,
Yeah,
so I guess like
it is
it is
plausible.
plausible. So
And Netflix does it in such a way where you're like believing it. You're like,
right,
okay, cool. Like she clearly there is family issues, and when you have money, there is always family issues.
right. So with that, she's like starts buying like once they move in together, like she starts buying they buy new cars, they
Oh my
buy a
God.
tractor,
Buys his mom a car
buys his mom a car, buys him a truck. And then he tells her he has this like dream property that he's
in
always,
Oklahoma.
yes. And it's like this pecan farm or something.
But I think it's just called Pecan Farm.
Okay,
I
whatever.
have no
No,
idea.
because she was like, we are not allowed to keep any of the equipment.
Oh, fair.
So
I also did not realize that Oklahoma was so
so
close
close
to
to
Texas.
Texas.
Like in my
The
mind,
geography of the southern states are not that good. It's
like
not that good. But I was
my
like, oh,
Western geography. I know the Eastern side, which I don't know, and I always actually forget how big Texas actually is. Like, so I feel like they were kind of like in that top hat section, like that top
yeah, yeah, yeah.
corner. But I'm like, sir, I mean, all right, go to Oklahoma then.
Well, it is reasonably close
Yes.
because we find out at the end, like she sent him to Oklahoma, and it's only
Yeah.
was only a
Yeah,
four
something
hour
crazy. Yeah.
drive, right? So, anywho, so she's like, yeah, no problem. Like, let's get this 4 million. Let's put an
Uh-huh.
offer on this property. So they put a $4 million offer, and we meet the real estate agents, and
Yeah.
they're like, it seemed plausible. Like whatever
Yeah.
paperwork that she had shown to them
Yeah. And
from
then
her lawyer, who was named something Lawington or something. Like
oh,
red flag.
right.
Shelley from who was representing
The
Shell
bank.
Oil.
Yeah.
Shelley was representing Shell Oil.
But
I'm like,
also too, like a part of me wouldn't blink at these eyes because I'm like, you're in the States. You're in the southern states. I'm like, Shelly, like everybody probably knows a Shelly.
I guess, but like from Shell
I
Oil
know.
and like her lawyer being
Yes.
Lawington or whatever it
Yes.
was, like,
Yeah.
oh,
And her Uncle Butch.
her Uncle Butch. That one was the plausible one,
Yes,
actually,
that
based
one
on
could
being
have
in
been
the southern
real.
states.
But so like obviously she was like, well, I'll be able to pay cash for this. And when it comes to that type of stuff, like there's extra steps now you got to do because now a bank's not involved. So like the real estate guy's like, okay, well, you need to show us this, you need to show us proof. Like we just want to make sure that we can sign this over and you're going to get us this money at this time, and this time.
Yes. So then in December 2019, I think the red flags start going up because his mom's car gets
It's
repossessed. So it's like, well, if you're not making payments on a vehicle, how are you going to buy a $4 million?
And like everything was starting to get repoed. The equipment, the trucks.
Well, I think the truck was okay because I think he had it on credit and he was
Mm.
paying it on credit. But like, there was, I think, cracks starting to show, but they gathered up the whole family at Christmas to do some kind of presentation about
About this
this
pecan farm.
farm. I'm like,
And she's just like, and then Wade's just like,
well,
and she's like, da 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 da, this is what we're gonna do. Like, I will say, whatever brain she was in at that time, master manipulator.
oh, absolutely.
Like when she was on, she was on.
Yes, like, and she was like, when things started getting recode, like the mom magically appeared again.
And there's like messages coming
Yes,
through.
and
So weird.
so then she's like, oh, my mom's back in the picture, like she's trying to prevent me from getting my money, blah blah blah. So then I think this is when in January she all of a sudden announces that she's pregnant.
She's pregnant, but in this time now, like she's also starting to slowly spiral. And as she's like spiraling, he's like pulling back more.
Right, but I think the pregnancy was to try and
Yes.
like
Yeah, more March
hook him in.
14th, they did a gender reveal. Like,
Mm. So she, and I think, you know, there was some mild suspicion because Wade had his friend and his friend's wife,
Yes.
right? And I think there was some mild suspicion on
His
their
friend's
side.
wife, OG.
Oh,
OG lady.
she is a detective after my own heart. I was like,
I knew.
I know. I was like, I love this lady because this would be me too. Because so they decide to do a gender reveal.
Yes.
And she Taylor sends like Wade's friend's wife the paperwork from the
ultrasound.
from the no, but it wasn't an ultrasound. It was they
Oh,
had done
the blood work
testing,
testing.
blood work testing, and
Oh, and
testing,
it was the gender reveal paper.
Yes,
That says what it is.
yeah, so it showed what the baby was. And the friend, God bless her, was looking at it and she noticed the date said 2016. So she went back to Taylor and she's like, are you sure this is the right paperwork?
Yeah.
Because it says 2016. So then Taylor's like, oh no, the lab had some printing issue.
Yeah, there was like a mass printing error where all of the files printed got mixed up or blah 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 blah.
Anyways, but she's like, but the gender is correct.
I feel like it was clearly her paperwork from her first daughter.
Absolutely.
Or one of her daughters.
Yes, no, no. So she has a daughter and a son.
Oh,
yeah.
that was
So absolutely. I think that paperwork was from
Yeah.
her own daughter, and that's why it's so.
And then I think it was like in and around there we meet this girl Mackenzie.
Oh well, just to finish the gender reveal.
Oh yeah.
Then we go cut to Wade, and Wade, what did you want to call the baby? Clancy Gale.
What the? This poor child. Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. This, anyways, Clancy Gale. Clancy Gale. What? I'm not sure why that came.
I don't know. I mean, you could have at least made Clancy the middle name.
Gale Clancy?
Yeah. I mean,
it's such a bizarre. I don't know.
It's so weird. Like that's not a like that's not a gender neutral name. Like
it's anyways. Then we meet Mackenzie.
And too, she pops up and is like, "Hi."
Guess what? I was friends with Taylor before she came.
Like they were high school, middle school,
high school. High school because I think high school and just after.
Yes.
Because I think Taylor would have been pregnant in high school, and then Mackenzie.
I feel like they probably met like freshman year or something.
So we find out from Mackenzie that back in 2017, after the birth, I guess, of her daughter, Taylor had elected to first, she had just wanted to get her tubes tied.
Yeah, so that was after her second. So her daughter was her second child.
So she went through, there's a mandatory waiting period or whatever, because she was so young. She was only 21 at the time. So they have to go through a mandatory waiting period. So she did. They tied the tubes, and then she ended up shitty tie job because she ended up getting an ectopic pregnancy,
and then she had massive bleeding.
And then they elected to do a full-blown hysterectomy.
I'll say, God bless those people at that clinic. They tried their absolute hardest to like try to get the knowledge out there about this girl.
So we find out like she has had a full-blown hysterectomy. Like there is no plausible, there's no uterus.
She only has one ovary.
There's no plausible way she could be pregnant.
No.
So somehow Mackenzie and the
best
friend's wife end up getting in contact with each other.
I think they had some, so with it not, so the whole thing was Taylor went just far enough away.
Yes.
Where it wasn't like I'm running from anything.
Yeah.
But we also find out through Mackenzie that Taylor is a habitual liar for attention.
Yes.
So we find out all of this stuff about her growing up and like lying about being sick for attention.
Oh,
she had gastric band or lap band, whatever one she had to lose a bunch of weight, right? So she was suddenly loving all the attention. So very much an attention-seeking friend, right? And then I think it was like Mackenzie and the friend's wife, they had like some mutuals in common, and I feel like Mackenzie reached out to the friend and was like, "Hey, because she saw the thing on Facebook."
Yes.
That was like, and then she was like, hey, I thought you should know she can't get pregnant.
Right.
Like, she can't have a baby.
Right. So, like, and I think like Wade's friend and his wife were trying to tell Wade this, and Wade was like, I'm a gold digger and I don't want to hear it. So
100%. Like,
I don't want to hear it. So I think they just kept on going
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Um so then
We start, I feel like is this when she did the photography business
yes.
on the side, and we meet a lovely young woman named Reagan.
Well, we don't meet her. We meet her
Well,
family.
we meet her family, and we see her in
We
like
see her in
pictures.
pictures at her wedding,
Yes.
and Taylor shot the wedding, and they ended up, she inserted herself
And that's
basically.
literally what I put. She inserts herself into people's happy moments.
Yes. So she is their photographer, but then she develops, I guess, a bit of a friendship
Friendship.
with the family.
Yeah.
So,
I think I think in my head, I looked at Taylor, and I think she started to realize she was losing her grasp on like his friends. And it was like, I need a new friend group. I need people who are going to feel sorry for me. I need people who are going to like cater to me.
I think we find out about the wedding, but I feel like the wedding may have even been before she met Wade, because like Reagan, or around the time she was just meeting Wade,
Maybe.
because Reagan was like not, we find out later that
'Cause I
Reagan
thought she was
ends up,
pregnant, because then they were bonding over the fact that they were pregnant.
but Reagan, so Taylor was 10 months
Yeah, I
pregnant
know.
at the end, and Reagan was only 36 weeks.
Yeah.
So there was about 2 months
Yeah.
between them. So I feel like she met her maybe either before or
Yeah.
just at the beginning of when she was getting together
Well,
with Wade.
and I'm like, I don't even think she was like with Wade long enough. Like in my head, I'm like trying to do mental math, and I'm like, was she even with him long enough to be pregnant? Like,
Well, yeah, because
because I don't understand the timeline that they were trying to sell us either.
well, they were together for a total of 14 months.
Oh, okay, okay,
So
okay, okay.
4 months before
Okay.
the pregnancy, and then
Yeah.
10 months after. But we see, like, then we cut back to Taylor and we see, like, all of the lengths that she's going to try and pretend that this
Yes.
pregnancy is
So now
real.
we're seeing internet searches.
So, and she buys a belly. So now she has a belly to wear to
She's looking for ultrasound photos and how
yes,
to manipulate them and
and
change.
to be able to post them. And then she reaches out to another photographer saying, I'm a photographer, like, but I am pregnant and want you to do my
Like
maternity.
some
A
Western photography. I
yes.
was like, okay, that's all you do, ma'am? All right.
Hey, look where she is. I'm sure she does big business.
Right.
So they do a maternity shoot, and she looks totally different yet again. She's different in honestly, every picture. Like, some of it is filtered Snapchat. I guess some of the pregnancy pictures would be like photoshopped, but that, and then her in the car on raw footage, or she's like a different person. Her report. Anyways,
Yeah.
so then they do this maternity shoot. Now the pregnancy is dragging on, and there's so much more suspicion from everyone around, but like no one is doing anything.
No.
Like, and Wade is like this. Like, honestly,
like he doesn't even really love her.
So my thing with Wade, he's a gold digger.
100%.
He was willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
Because like
he didn't even seem all that upset in the documentary. Like, okay, guys, we all got it. The baby's fake. Like, would you not be upset about the fact that this girl told you she was pregnant and now you have no baby?
Well, also, you're living with her. And he told his friend, oh, we haven't had sex in like 4 months or whatever it was. But it's like, okay, but you live with her.
Yeah.
Like, you're not like, when you're sleeping in the
like,
bed, you're not like, is there a belly there? Like, you know
like,
what I mean?
You're respecting boundaries all of a sudden? Like
it doesn't make it,
no.
made.
No, you're not questioning why she's spending 3 hours in the bathroom showering?
It was, he, honestly,
I think he just, yeah, like what you said, he willfully was just like, not my problem. Whatever. I just want my money. I want my farm.
Yes, that's all.
My My hogs.
Despite all the lies that she was telling, he wanted to hitch all his hopes and dreams on the one lie that what that he was hoping was actually
Actually
true
true.
was that she was from money.
Yep.
So like he is absolutely a gold digger. Like everyone wants to shit on women for being gold diggers. Guess what? There's men
Yeah.
gold diggers too. He is one of
Yeah.
them.
And I think it was like in and around this point that the original clinic had also seen her post on Facebook. And
I love this small
HIPAA
town. I love this small town.
and
Like,
and HIPAA, obviously they can't do anything, but I thought it was really smart that they put the hospitals on alert.
they put like a code pink. So basically they're keeping a higher watch and putting an elevated focus on the babies to make sure that nobody comes in and kidnaps the baby.
Yeah.
But it's like, hello,
There's gotta be some sort of like I understand maybe at this point she hadn't done anything illegal
Well,
by faking it.
why would you not alert the police and be like, hey, this complete psycho is pretending to be pregnant and
But
we're
because
nervous that
it's
something might go sideways.
yeah, but
And
there's no proof. They're just
there's no
going based off
they're
of
like, hey,
I know.
you could
Realistically,
there's nothing
hey,
wrong
you
with
might want to
filing
watch
a
her.
report.
Yeah, you could have filed a report and said, "Hey, I think you guys just need to go do a welfare check."
Well, and keep a little bit of a closer eye on this
But
lady.
then I also don't know how it works because it would have been in another state. So then you would have had to get interstate police and like it would have been crazy.
The clinic was in Texas.
Yeah, but they
It was
were
just
already
in
in Oklahoma. They were living in Oklahoma.
No, they were still in Texas. She sent him to Oklahoma to sell the hogs.
I thought they were living already in
No,
Oklahoma.
no.
Oh,
They were
okay.
still in Texas. Like
Okay,
they were
because I thought
still
they were
where.
living in Oklahoma.
No, she sent him
Right.
to sell the hogs.
Yes.
So one day we wake up and it's Taylor's like, today's the day
Yeah.
I'm having this baby.
Like, yeah. And
10 months.
at this point, Wade was starting to be like, one, she set a fire to his house.
She said, okay, well, so the morning of, so she's like, okay, we need to go to the clinic. Like they're like,
Finally, he's like pushing and like, I need to come with
the
you.
baby's been in there for too long. So the morning of, the hospital gets a bomb threat called in.
Yes.
Wonder who did that.
Which, like, kudos for you for not getting caught.
His house gets set on fire. Like the underneath of his house gets set on fire. And she sends Wade off to Oklahoma because she has negotiated some deal for him to sell hogs.
Yeah.
So he goes 3-4 hours to Oklahoma to sell these hogs, and she goes.
She's like,
somewhere,
I'll meet you at the
I'll
hospital.
meet you at the hospital. And then cut to we're back at the side of the road. The cop is there. The cop's like, she's got this baby on her lap. The cop is she's like, can you please help me? He's radioing in. She's doing CPR on this baby. I'm like,
that whole situation from the cop. I'm like, regardless of what's happening, his job should have been to get her to the hospital. But even she said, put me in the back of your car.
Also,
help her.
If EMS is on the way, do they not have?
They should have some training.
I assume cops have some training to administer some. He's just an idiot. Like he's like, oh, I can't help you. I'm like, sir, like
in that moment,
don't think this is her baby.
Yeah,
it's some
guys. This is how we feel. Stay here. Okay.
Regardless if it's not her baby, it's somebody's baby. It's a human baby. Why wouldn't you be trying to save
it? In that instance, I was like, this is the only time I'm going to root for her because like she's 100% right in the situation where it's like, buddy.
So they end
up her to the hospital.
They end up getting to the hospital. She's refusing anything, any treatment or anything, any exam, any testing, blah, blah, blah.
And by this point in the docuseries as well, we know that her Google search was how to do a C-section.
So then they send in this doctor to go check her. He was so hilarious. He wait to get out of the room. She's not pregnant, never had a baby. Like, and then they cut to her, and you just see her like kind of like slump over. Like,
so in the meantime, we're getting interviews from Reagan's family. Her mom's like, I think it was her dad hadn't heard from her or something.
No, her husband.
Oh, her husband.
Her husband, Homer. Homer hadn't heard from her, so Homer called her mom.
She also had a daughter. So, like, she had, like, a 6-year-old daughter.
Three.
3.
So Homer called her mom. Have you heard from Reagan? And she was like, no, I haven't. So Reagan's mom calls Reagan's dad, who's with some other guy, and she's
Who's,
like,
like, maybe 10 minutes from her house
yeah.
working
So
or
she's like,
something.
can you go check on Reagan? But the mom, I think,
Also headed that way.
had a feeling
Yeah.
about something, that something wasn't right. So she also made her way. Her mom ends up getting to the house first, and it is a gory murder
Yeah.
scene.
First, she's seeing, like, she, like, goes, she's, like, I think she, like, kind of, like, walked around the property, didn't see anything, but then she looks in the, like, the garage door is open. And she looked down and she could see, like, blood.
Like a bit of blood.
Yeah.
A bit of blood in the garage, but then apparently in the house. And
If you looked, so when you see the cops, if you could, like, you saw them, they were talking, if you looked in the bottom right corner, like, you could see part of her.
well, also
I'm getting goosebumps.
and this is when my mouth dropped open because in my head, I'm like, how I didn't think she killed her. I didn't think she killed her. Like,
I thought she would have been alive still.
I thought she would have been alive. So I
But
thought maybe so when we were going through this documentary, when I was like, that's going to be Reagan's baby that she has.
yes,
I thought it was either she kidnapped the baby, like she just she put Reagan was in
labor or something
and she
happened.
took the
Because
baby.
yes, because I also didn't realize that Reagan was that far behind her. Like, I
Right.
thought Reagan was, like, pretty close to her.
Right. We
So
didn't
I was
know
like,
that
she's going to induce her
we
or
didn't
something.
know that she was only 36 weeks until after
Yeah.
all this came out. So I thought, yeah, either she was kidnapped Reagan, made her go into labor
Yeah.
and took the baby, or she did do a C-section, but it
Somehow
was
did it
somehow
properly.
well, apparently, okay, so somehow sedated Reagan,
Yeah.
took the baby, and then Reagan woke up, and then the baby was not
Yes,
there.
yeah.
That's what I didn't think. I'm like, how do you go from committing fraud, basically, to murder? That's when my mouth dropped open.
I think
What is this?
so. One, I think she had lost her mind.
Mhm.
So it sounded like she probably showed up, hit Reagan on the head, knock her out, drag her into the kitchen, and just slice her open. And Reagan probably died, bleed out.
So I did a deeper dive on this. Apparently, Reagan fought back and fought back hard. That's why, and because her daughter was there,
Yes.
that's why there was so much blood. There was blood in that whole house. This whole thing transpired through the whole house.
Trying to running away.
This is skip this part if you don't want to hear it, but apparently there were fingertips in the placenta because she was trying to hold on to the placenta and she ripped it out of her. So, but apparently
she lost it.
She did some very good research on how to do a C-section because the doctor who was in court had done this, said that she did the cut a little wide, he said, but in terms
in the right spot.
In the right spot, and did not nick the baby. And he said, like, in normal
considering that the baby is 2 months young.
Yes, but in normal C-sections, nicking the baby is quite common.
Yes,
because they don't.
It happens.
Yes.
You don't know exactly where they are.
Did not nick the baby. Had a clean cut. Like it was so. I think they showed that in court because not only was she doing the research, like the Google search on how to do it, but there's
insanity.
But there's the application of the research that she had done.
It was premeditated.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
that was the reason for bringing it up in court, was to show this was premeditated. She did all this research, and then look how good she did it because she had all this research.
Yeah.
So then we find out not only did Reagan not make it, but the baby also didn't make it. So we have a double murder now. And then they bring, at this point, Wade has wandered into the hospital. So the cops are there. Everybody's there. Taylor's getting taken away by the cops. Wade gets pulled in for questioning. They pull him into this room. And they're given.
It looked like a storage room.
I don't know.
I was like, what is this room?
I don't know. So they bring him in, and like, just nothing. Like, I don't think there's nothing happening up here with that guy. They're telling him this stuff. No reaction. No.
Nothing.
You would think if someone told you that your significant other had gone out and murdered 2 people, you would have some
No, he had nothing. And I think it was like at this point in like the Netflix interview, he was like, I didn't even love her.
And he said that, and that just lit me on fire because I was like, this fucking guy. I'm like, this gold digging asshole has the audacity to come in here and say he never loved her. I wanted to scream. I wanted to jump through the
Buddy, you're not a prize.
You're not a prize. You're not a prize. This is what happened. And she, like, she's not hideous. I wouldn't say she's not
No.
hideous. She's like a pretty enough
She could
girl.
have done better than him.
She could have done better than him. And the thing that also lit me up was the fact you give this medium ugly to ugly
Always.
man a chance, and then he turns around and fucks you.
Yes. Typical.
Every time.
Typical.
Every time.
It's always the medium
Every
ugly
time.
guy.
You build them up. Hey,
Yeah.
jelly roll.
Jelly roll and bunny.
Yep. You build them up, and then they say,
Yeah.
oh, well, no, I can get whatever I want now.
Absolutely. I don't need you anymore.
I don't need you anymore. So this is him. This fucking guy.
And now he's like tending to this really sketchy, you live in a shack and you run a hog farm. Like, you deserve it.
So, then we see like poor Regan's husband at the funeral. That was heartbreaking, honestly. But
Poor Homer.
it was heartbreaking, but at the same time, I'm like, why is he wearing a hoodie at
Because
her funeral?
It's Texas, Oklahoma, wherever the fuck they were.
I'm like, he couldn't have pulled out like at least like
Maybe
a nice shirt.
I'm gonna give it. Maybe it was like her favorite sweater. That's what I decided to think of.
But also, I'm pretty
They
sure
also did it in what looked like a pavilion.
I know, and I'm pretty sure her funeral picture was like it had a Snapchat filter on it.
Probably.
I'm like, but you know what? I was like, man, I need to start making sure that people take more pictures of me because, like, when you're,
I know.
because, like, what do you want my filtered like photos? Like
little dog face.
Or little flower crown.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh my god. But anyways, then we see
Like the trial bits here and there, whatever.
yeah, they didn't go into. I wish they would.
So they put her on execution, right? But then she's been appealing it ever since.
She's been appealing it, and I wish they had gone into a little bit. See, this is why I wish it was 3 because I wish they would have went into a little bit more detail on what was their defense, what were they arguing, like what we didn't really get a sense of that.
I would assume that they would have done insanity. But I just don't know how you can prove that case with all of the background information that she looked into.
Well, we find out in the end, like they go back. So all of the like communication with her mother was not with her, not with her mother at all. She had multiple phones.
We're talking tens of like 15, like 20. Like she had multiple profiles, everything.
Email addresses. Like she was running an extremely elaborate scheme to pull all this stuff off.
Yeah.
Like it was.
This is where I'm like, there's no way you could have ever pleaded insanity because there's too much masterminding behind it.
Yes.
Let alone maybe in the moment you fucking were like, I'm gonna kill you. Give me whatever. But like the leading
there was definitely a lead up to it, but I was like, what was your plan?
I know.
What was your plan here?
Did you just think that like
no one was gonna find her in this bloody mess with her poor 3-year-old who's got to be in major therapy.
hiding in a back bedroom?
Yeah, because like her parents couldn't even go in.
Yeah, the friend had
to go get the poor
you had to cross
baby
over the body. And this poor little girl's like that, like she's like,
but like, what was the plan? You know what I mean? Like,
I think she just thought she was going to get that baby. She was gonna. I think that city that she was driving to, I think it was in just over the border in Oklahoma.
Yes.
So I think she was planning to go there.
Yes.
She was gonna go to the hospital, make sure, because I think she knew the baby was too early.
Yeah.
She wanted to make sure the baby was good, and then she would have just fucking stolen the baby and pieced out. I think she would have just ran.
Maybe, yeah. But
because at this point, she knows Wade's not gonna believe her because he knows that she lied because he called the guy about the hogs.
Yeah.
And like her plan has been foiled.
But So I think some of the key things that the documentary missed was, like, as I was saying about Wade, so Taylor was actually married not once but twice before. She has two
Oh
ex-husbands.
shit.
Her first ex-husband, who I think might be the father of both children, called Wade
Shit.
and told Wade
Because like
she has had a
she never
hysterectomy.
got married to Wade. They were just
No,
like dating.
yes. So he called Wade and told him, man to man, she has had a hysterectomy. She cannot have any more kids. And so he went to her and he was like, well, your ex husband. And she was like,
No,
oh,
he's a
lying.
liar. Yeah. Well,
If
'cause
everyone else is a liar, Wade.
yeah, like suddenly now everybody in her family is like a liar and trying out to get her. Like, come on, bro.
Well, I mean, couple that with all of the other evidence and
There's just too
the
much.
fact that you're living with her and can fully
Yep.
tell she does not have a belly. And then also Reagan's husband, Homer, is suing Wade for
Good.
wrongful death. And
Good.
I was like,
As
I
he
agree.
should.
I hope he wins. I hope he wins
I hope he
because
does too.
this fucking gold digging loser.
Yeah.
And he got off way too easy in this documentary. Like,
Yeah.
I wish Netflix would have just went at him a little bit
Yeah.
harder because it's like,
Why are you babying him?
oh,
Like every time
well,
they spoke to him, I was like, really? This is how you're choosing to talk to him? Why are we not pushing him on why he didn't question these things?
why?
Why didn't you touch her stomach? Why
Right,
didn't you make sure that you did all this stuff with her?
right. Yeah, like absolutely, she is the doer. But I would argue, like, so they're going through it civilly, but I would argue that criminally, they could have went after him also for like,
Negligence.
yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Because he was complicit in this.
100% he was. There were so many times.
She carried out the actual action, but
Yeah.
he paved the way to allow her to do this.
And
because if he had just put, instead of being like, well, I never loved her. Well, you know what, asshole? If you never loved her, then you should have just said to her, this whole pregnancy
Yeah.
thing is a charade.
Well, I think she even said to the cops, like, he was never excited about this baby. When they were going through the house and they were looking at all the baby stuff and everything.
Yes.
And she was
Yes.
explaining to them everything about the house because they took her back to the house for some reason. And like she was like, yeah, you know, like because now she's trying to be the sob story of like, well, he wasn't excited about this baby. He doesn't want that baby. I think it was in regards to like, oh, he's not gonna be sad that it died or something.
Well, he should have just said to her, like,
Guys, don't be with crazy people.
don't be with
Moral of the story.
well, and don't give, if you're a decent looking woman, do not give a medium ugly guy a chance. That's the other moral of the story this week.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do it because don't lift men up. I'm just kidding. Lift the good ones up.
Lift the good ones up.
Lift the good ones up and leave the other ones in the dust, okay? Yeah, I don't think was there anything else in Reddit or anything?
No, those were the main ones that I wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, guys, it's a good watch.
Oh, she's exhausted all her appeals. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure. I'm
perfect.
pretty sure. So she is on death row. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Whether she ever gets executed is questionable because she's got I think there's a number of women ahead of her, and
I think they said there was like 6 or 8 women ahead of her, and they tend to lag behind when it comes to that stuff.
And I think I read the last woman that was executed in Texas 2014.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
she can rot in
absolutely.
jail.
I mean, I'm sure she'll get beaten the fuck up, so as she should. That's if they have her in Gen Pop.
She's already running, like trying to run. So I think if you're on death row, you're in a separate. But she's already trying to run some scams. Like, she one of her one of her appeals was that she had been kidnapped by a mob or a gang, and the gang made her do this as like some
Initiation?
I don't know. So anyways,
Girl.
it doesn't stop. Like, she's nuts and she's exactly where she belongs.
That's crazy. Wow. I mean, not the place I would be talking stories about gangs.
Yeah.
Probably not in jail, but
Not.
hey, to each their own. When you're crazy, you're crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's it.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.